Well, everyone, hope you are well on this Thursday night. We are almost into Friday. It is November 30th, 2023, almost in December, y'all. It's coming, isn't it? Christmas is coming. It is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time as I record this video. Are we going to see war in South America? A lot of people say we might see that. I'm going to go into that a little more. Also, I will tell you why your gas prices are probably about to go up here pretty soon. And this respiratory illness, mystery slash respiratory illness going on in dogs is getting more concerning. Whew, I'll touch on that as well. And I also have a very good verse that I'm going to share that will make you think a little bit. And somebody out there probably needs to hear it. Okay. So stay tuned for that verse. It's really good. Also, prayer requests. Keep the prayer requests coming in. It is a joy to pray for all of you. A lot of people are struggling with a lot of different things, especially illnesses. So do keep them coming in. Do know that we read every comment and that we are praying for you. Also, to the other folks in the channel who are the other commenters who are also commenting on those prayer requests and saying that you're praying and well wishing, and I really appreciate it. It's great to see that. It really is. It is much appreciated. All right. Are we going to see war in South America? Venezuela versus Guyana. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Guyana. Anyway, this has not been on my radar, and you're not going to hear this on the news. There are some other media sources out there reporting on this. There are few other channels kind of mentioning it, and some other sources out there are talking like this is going to happen. And I delved a bit into this, and I don't know if this is really going to happen, but it's something to keep an eye on. But Venezuela has a planned referendum coming up here this weekend that will measure or to claim that there's a disputed strip of land right there along with Guyana, and it's called I'm going to mispronounce this probably, but the Essequibo maybe. It's a resource-rich strip of land that is currently controlled by Guyana. And it has been discovered that it is very rich in oil and natural gas. There are oil platforms right in that area, and actually ExxonMobil. I read somewhere where ExxonMobil had discovered a lot of oil and natural gas out there too. So of course the United States is involved. The United States military is involved. Of course, we know this. However, back to the referendum. This vote is supposed to be on December 3rd, which is this Sunday. Will measure public support for this area to be incorporated into Venezuelan territory, away from Guyana. It's all about the natural resources, isn't it? Guyana sees this as a precursor to Venezuela annexing the territory. Yes, they should see that. They should see it as that, and possibly invade their territory. So we've got a building tense border dispute going on here between these two, Venezuela and Guyana. This dispute actually goes back in history. It dates back into the 1800s when the British had possession of Guyana, and it's been kind of going back and forth for years and years here. Like I said, there's a lot of oil, a lot of natural gas reserves in there on the Guyana, and it would set them up as a real big player, or already has, as far as these natural resources and the ability to export it, sell it. As a result, we've got this tense dispute going on along the borders. We've got Brazil is bolstering their northern border with their military in preparation in case their hostilities do break out between the two, Guyana and Venezuela. And United States military is also present there. Just recently, they bolstered their presence, the United States presence there in Guyana, to provide training to increase military readiness. We've heard that before, haven't we? Where have we heard that before? In Europe, yes. Just all over the place. Just all over the place. So the U.S. military is there. Brazil is getting ready. This this would be a this would be a real war if it breaks out, and it's obviously Venezuela wants this area because it's so oil rich, you know. So this should be interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I mean, if this breaks out in war, we've got all kinds of areas. I mean, we've got Europe, we've got Middle East. Now we would have South America in our hemisphere. There's, a brewing, that's been brewing in the South China Sea, uh, Kosovo, in that area, the Balkans. There's so many hot spots around right now. There's so many hot spots. Um, it's hard to keep up with it. It's kind of hard to keep our arms around it. Dogs. Okay, speaking of dogs, Teddy, knock it off, man. Teddy's always in trouble. He's always in trouble. He's just always been that way. He was telling me he wanted to hear about the dogs. That's what it is. The dogs. Who? Okay. What is going on with this illness with dogs? And it sounds like it's getting serious. There are fatalities. Dogs are dying from this. Starts off like a cough, like kennel cough, but then it goes into fever. It gets worse. Their lungs can fill up with fluid, and they can die. And they have been dying. And it looks like it is increasing. It is going across more states in the country. So this is something to keep an eye on as well. If you have dogs, best to keep them away from public places, I guess, for now. That's the way it sounds. I mean, if so, dog parks, I would be a little skittish of. Dog parks, out in public where they're going to come in contact with other dogs. Uh, Maybe the groomer, as if you take your pet, your dog to a groomer, really think about that. Have a talk with them and see what their precautions are, the measures they may be taking as far as cleanliness and keeping the dogs separated. That would be something we want to look at. So, and this is just, and this might be totally natural. I don't know, but what in the world? I mean, don't mess with my dogs. Don't mess with the dogs. Don't mess with them. And so just in light of the last since we've been going through the twilight zone in the last 4 years, of course, it's going to come after dogs now. It's going to come after dogs. Were we the original target? Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. Just things that go through my head here. OPEC agrees to a production cut, a output production cut of 1 million barrels of oil. That could easily lead to higher gas prices, which in turn, of course, we know leads to higher prices on everything else, including food. Well, food hasn't gone down in price. It's only been going up. This could accelerate it even more, along with everything else. Therefore, keep preparing, stock, stack, whatever you want to call it. Grow your food. Well, dog, it's winter. Grow what you can, prepare for the spring. Grow what you can, even though it's winter. Make your preparations. What's that? Seeds? Miss Dog said, buy your seeds. Good one. Buy your seeds. Get your stuff ready. Get it started indoors. That's what we've done here the last few years. It works out. It really does. Grow them from seeds, and get them now. And just keep stocking, and try to do something at least once every day, or or a couple times a week, or every week to prepare. All right, some way. All right. Share your thoughts on these subjects. Keep your prayer requests coming in. All right. And let's just be careful out there. We're about to head into another weekend. Let's be aware, keep our situational awareness up for sure. And also, I'm about to forget the verse, man. I'm about to forget the verse, y'all. Y'all probably like, dog, forgetting the verse. All right. It is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10 says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Amen. Amen. I mean, I don't know if this is the way it should be interpreted, but the way I interpret that is that we all have a gift. We all have multiple gifts that allow us to be talented, more talented than the average bear at something or multiple things. But we can use that in a way to help others, to serve others. And it doesn't have to be gigantic. It doesn't have to be building a deck off the back of somebody's backyard or whatever. It can be an encouraging word. It can be teaching them something they didn't know. It can be just listening. It can just be listening to somebody. So many people just want to be heard. They're not being heard. They just want somebody to listen to them and give them a little bit of time. You know, that's huge. It's huge. And so even if you can just do that, listen, actively listen, and encourage. That's just big. That's big, and that's a big skill. It really is. And just be there and understand and be kind. Goes a long way. All right. So let's think about our talents. How can we use them? How can we serve others? How can we bless somebody? Because when you do that, it comes back on you. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel, and it blesses you even more. You know. So think about that. Think about it. All right. Let's be safe out there. God bless you. I'll see you soon.